This video is presented by EA Game Changers. Hey everyone, WabbaPlays here, and we are back with some more NHL 22 news. As I mentioned in the last video, or maybe you're just stumbling on this one. If you are just finding this video and you haven't seen the other one, I go in and talk about a lot of the news in the trailer today and a few main points from an EA live stream that we were a part of. So make sure to check that one out as well. But in this video, as part of that live stream, there's a Q&A session, and I want to share what the questions that were asked and what the answers were straight from EA, straight from the developers' mouths. Someone asked, are you able to tell us how many players have XFactors and who have XFactors? For the abilities, there's going to be more to come. About the top 150 players will have either Zone or Superstar, and the top 50 players in the NHL will have Zone. So again, more things can change, and I'm assuming with HUT, they're going to be able to play around with this, not just with synergies, but also with Zone abilities as well. Will goalies have XFactors? The answer is yes, they do. We shared Vasilevsky has one called Contortionist, but they are going to be announcing more as time goes on, and obviously you'll find out all of them with the release of the game. Is franchise mode going to change? More to come. Franchise mode was not part of this presentation, but they did assure us that there are fun things to expect in the future. What changes are you proud of, and how does NHL 22 push the franchise forward? So they're very proud that Frostbite is here for 22. It creates a foundation going forward, and the fact that Frostbite is going to be happening on Gen 4 and Gen 5, so again, last gen and current gen, or current gen next gen, you know what I mean? That's something that they're very proud of, that they're able to bring this engine to all versions of the game. What kind of challenges were there incorporating the Kraken into the game? And did you learn any lessons from the Golden Knights? And they said that they worked very closely with the NHLPA. They took some of the lessons learned that they had in the Vegas expansion team, and they were able to apply that to the Kraken. Will we see pre and post game presentations? For example, maybe like a 3 stars after. No, that was not focused. They were focused more on for visually rebuilding and relighting the environment. So there's no extra presentation. What's the difference between the gens? Is the PS5 going to be getting a different gameplay experience than PS4? Graphics is the major difference, not gameplay. Again, this is a big point. Graphics are going to be the big difference between PS5, PS4, whatever Xbox is. Will the players who have breakout years get better cards with XFactors or get better upgrades? There's continuous growth and a potential of XFactor list. So it seems like if somebody, like if we see Kaprizov again, or somebody like that, they're going to be able to update that player. Is there going to be a roster update for off-season transfers? Much like every other year, they said that it would at least be early in the regular season, unknown if it's going to happen before the game releases. Are there custom goalie masks? No. Are there any benefits or upgrades for players who are involved in the esports community? And they said that there's going to be a new meta with XFactors. So just like you see synergies and stuff like that, you know, there's an opportunity, especially in World of Shell, that these upgrades, these XFactors, these archetypes, they put it, that could be a game changer for the game and the way you play and the way the team plays and the way you pick your type of character. Will GM Connected be in NHL 22? No, it will not be in NHL 22. However, EA did seriously consider it, but they could not advance with that idea because they were prioritizing the Frostbite upgrades. However, it continues to be on a long-term priority list, and they are very aware that the community is vocal and that the community wants it. Now, this next point is something I hope that they go more into detail on. Gen 4 and Gen 5 don't play together. So if you have PS5, you can't play PS4. However, you can buy the PS4 version of the game and play it on a PS5. So that part actually kind of concerns me. But if this is true, that's going to make the player base even smaller. But I'm interested to see how that affects things like tournaments and things like HUT and the marketplace and stuff like that, being able to find a game. What the hope is that more people get these next-gen versions, get these next-gen consoles into their hands come holiday time. So hopefully we'll start to see a bigger player base. What happens if you start the game on PS4, like for example, you have a HUT team, and you upgrade to PS5, what happens then? You're not going to be able to carry the full team over. What you're going to be able to do is Gen 4 players will have the ability to progress and transfer their HUT team. So the 20 people in their lineup and their coach. And it's going to calculate a value based on your progression and based on your coins. It's going to assign a pack value. So even if you don't get all those cards in your collection, it's gonna give you packs equivalent to like your account value. But you are going to be able to carry over your top 20 cards. So your team, for the most part, is going to look the same, just your collection may not. And that will be available in December 2021. Again, I still have more questions on that. It's not super clear to me, but that was the answer that I wrote down from the question. I thought it was a great question. I think that there's definitely going to be some clarity from EA on what that means, but just be aware, you can carry your team over. What happens with all the other stuff in your collection, I think they assign a value just so people aren't like affecting the marketplace or whatever. But that's something to stay tuned on going forward. And that was it. Those are the questions from the presentation that we had. A lot of questions were asked. They did go into detail and they were very honest with us. The fact that they just gave us, no, there are not going to be GM connected, but it's gonna, you know, it's something that we're aware of. I thought there's really a lot of honesty behind that, and they really gave us a good look that we're able to share with you about all the different things to expect in NHL 22. So what do you think? Is there anything you're excited for based on this new information? Is there anything maybe you'd like to see? Let me know in the comments below. We know we'll be seeing more information, more things on modes like HUT, more things like Be a Pro, more things like franchise mode in the coming weeks leading up to the launch of NHL 22. So make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and you'll be able to see more NHL 22 information as it becomes available. Also, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/WabbaPlays. See me streaming live once the game releases in October. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.